Welcome to Minsk, a city where grand Soviet planning, deep history, and a surprisingly calm atmosphere come together on the wide plains of Belarus. As the capital, Minsk presents itself as both monumental and peaceful, with impressive architecture, green parks, historic layers, and a strong sense of order that shapes the entire city experience. Minsk has been rebuilt multiple times throughout its long and dramatic history, especially after devastating destruction in the last century. What makes the city unique is that it is essentially a thousand-year-old settlement that was almost completely destroyed and then rebuilt with a bold combination of Soviet urban planning and monumental architecture. This gives Minsk a rare identity, where much of what you see today reflects modern reconstruction rather than untouched ancient streets. One of the most striking features of Minsk is its city planning. The city is known for its wide avenues, large open squares, and impressive buildings designed in a grand Soviet style. Independence Square is one of the most important landmarks, surrounded by monumental architecture that reflects the scale and ambition of the city's design. Not far away, Independence Boulevard stretches across the city as one of its main arteries, lined with large buildings that create a powerful and unified urban landscape. As you move through Minsk, you quickly notice how carefully structured the city feels. Long boulevards connect different districts, and the architecture often follows a monumental rhythm that gives the city a distinctive and almost symphonic appearance. Especially in the evening when the buildings are illuminated, the atmosphere becomes even more striking and atmospheric. But Minsk is not only about Soviet-era grandeur. The city also preserves and reconstructs older layers of its history. In areas like Freedom Square and the Upper Town, you can find historic churches, restored buildings, and traces of the city's earlier development. These older districts contrast strongly with the newer Soviet sections, creating an interesting blend of architectural styles and historical periods. Among the most important landmarks is the Cathedral of the Holy Spirit, a historic church that has survived many changes through the centuries. Nearby, you also find Freedom Square, one of the oldest parts of the city, which has served for centuries as a center of political, cultural, and economic life. These places offer a glimpse into Minsk's deeper past and its long-standing role as a regional center. Minsk is also known for its distinctive city gates, two symmetrical buildings near the railway station that form a monumental entrance to the city. Built in Soviet classicism, they are often one of the first impressions visitors get when arriving, symbolizing the planned and structured nature of Minsk's urban design. Another notable landmark is the former KGB headquarters, a neoclassical building that reflects the city's complex 20th century history. Across the river, you can also find green parks and riverside areas that soften the otherwise monumental cityscape, adding a more relaxed and natural side to the capital. What makes Minsk especially memorable is this combination of contrasts: massive Soviet avenues alongside restored historic districts, grand squares next to quiet parks, and a city plan that feels both disciplined and open. It is a place where history has repeatedly reshaped the urban landscape, leaving behind a city that feels both powerful and unique in its character. Whether you are walking along its wide boulevards, exploring its historic quarters, or simply taking in the scale of its architecture, Minsk offers a travel experience that is different from most European capitals: calm, structured, and deeply shaped by its complex past.